So I woke up this morning to an email from YouTube. This seems like someone trying to maliciously use YouTube's system to take down videos that are critical of them. MamaMax and Spencer are collaborating to file privacy complaints. That's the most likely explanation that I can come to based on all the available info. I'm going to be listening to the full call. We'll get to that shortly. But before we get to that, there is a developing story that I wanted to let you guys know about. So I woke up this morning to an email from YouTube, which said the following. Hi, Chud Logic. This is to notify you we've received a privacy complaint from an individual regarding your content. What? What the hell? And if you notice, I'll show you the video in a second, okay? But the timestamp is pretty much the entirety of the video. So that's 3 minutes, 1 second to 1 hour, 2 minutes, 11 seconds, which is the length of the video, more or less. So, yeah, I was a bit like, what? And then I looked at what the video was. And it's this one. The MamaMax leaks just got more interesting. So it's me going over the DMs. It's me going over the Discord leaks. And me going over the call, right? I think. Wait, have I got this right? I'm trying to remember what it is. Let me just go to my channel and double check. Or is it me listening to the call, maybe? Let me just get this right. God, there's so much MamaMax content, I can't remember what it is. Oh, no. It's the call. It's the leak call.
File reports to the police and try to salvage this case.
They don't have a...
So, notice again. So this is me just listening to the call between the leakers and Colton, right? So yeah, take of that what you will. That's what I got the privacy complaint for, is this video. And you note here the timestamps, it accounts for like the entire video. So, I mean, I guess, what is the argument here? Is it that I've got their face on the screen? Is that it? Is it the voice of the person, but the person's not talking all the time? So how could it be one person? You'd have to timestamp the time that you're talking. You know, Spencer has got a YouTube channel. Colton did have a YouTube channel and I think still does. And has been in the, you know, these are public enough figures that I think it's totally relevant to, to talk about. So in any case, I don't know who filed this. I presumed it's someone kind of utilizing the tools maliciously in order to try and get stuff taken down that makes the MamaMax situation look bad. But obviously, I've been provided no information in regards to who it is, in regards to where it's come from. It's literally just, it's been a privacy complaint. They give you the opportunity to edit the video within 48 hours. But my kind of perspective on it is looking at the rules. So I just read through these quickly earlier to check. So criteria for removing content. Our privacy guidelines have a detailed explanation process. It also explains the factors that we consider when evaluating privacy claims. For content to be considered for removal, an individual must be uniquely identifiable, and the individual or legal representative has got to submit the complaint. If you want to use the privacy complaint process, make sure that you're uniquely identifiable within the content when using the privacy complaint process. When assessing if an individual is uniquely identifiable, we consider the following factors: image or voice, full name, financial information, contact info, other personally identifiable information. When you report a privacy complaint, we consider public interest, newsworthiness, and consent as factors in our final decision, as well as whether the videos show a person's moment of death or critical injury. So I think that anything that I've spoken about and covered in these videos are well within the remit of like public interest within the realm of, obviously it's not a celebrity, but these are all people with kind of YouTube channels or people that, leaked call that adds some further insight into the nature of the topic that's being discussed or something. So in any case, I figured I'm not taking anything down. I'm not changing anything. This seems like someone trying to maliciously use YouTube's system to take down videos that are critical of them or something they're concerned about in some way, right? So I thought, okay, is this a one-off? Are other people affected by this? But ever since in the last couple of hours, there's been a lot of people that have come forward that have kind of said about this that's happening to them, right? So Matt Pitt put a post out. We've received a privacy complaint as well on a latest stream. And you'll note here, this is trying to claim the entire stream as a privacy violation, presumably. Well, a massive portion of it. Because this timestamp is 1 minute 12 to 10 hours, 3 minutes.
Zero Liters became a member.
So you're telling me that the more or less entire, well, you know, what, 10 hours of the stream of a privacy violation? That doesn't make any sense. So in order to issue a privacy complaint, you have to either be the person that's having their privacy infringed or a legal representative of said person. So that's who has to issue it, right? So whoever is issuing it is doing so on the basis of that's them that's in the video. So my thought process is, could it be Spencer? Maybe, and they're trying to do it because their face is in my video. Could it be JMac? Is that why he's taken the videos, his channel down, because he wants to try and say that he's a private individual and there shouldn't be this content on him? Could it be MamaMax in some way? I don't know. It's impossible to know. There's obviously lots of speculation you could make. But there's other people I think have also talked about these privacy complaints that maybe give some insight into where this is coming from. So Matt Pitt got one for his entire stream, which is insane. So Big Bungie, who just released a video about MamaMax, also got a privacy complaint filed against their video. And again, note the timestamp, 2 minutes 28 to 30 minutes 55. I think their video is like, what, 30 odd minutes long, right? So again, claiming privacy violations in like the entire video. How on earth can you claim that your privacy is being violated in an entire video? Because not all of it is going to feature you or be about you, right? What it's designed for is if someone shows your name or some personal information or something like that, you can target that and go, I don't want that in there. That shouldn't be in there, right? Or if you're shown, your voice is shown and you haven't agreed or you're not a public person in any way. Not, oh, yeah, the entire video is a privacy violation. So that is a classic sign that people are trying to utilize the tools to their advantage to try and get videos taken down that they want taken down, right? So this was Big Bungie weighing in. You know, it's basically, and then, you know, basically all the people that have covered this extensively have also been affected, it looks like. You got Lyrics, Breaker MamaMax, me and multiple other YouTubers have all received privacy complaints from YouTube on our MamaMax videos, despite none of us doxing personal information about him. These were all sent at about 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning in Max's time. Thread 1 to 4. These are the emails I was personally... These were emails I was personally sent from an email called privacy@support.youtube.com. Oh no, it is real. It's definitely real. But it claims the entire 2 hours of my recent stream yesterday showed private info on my whole Nexpo call vid. What? So yeah, look. 1 hour 41 to 2 hours 23. Sorry, 1 minute, I meant 1 minute 10 to 48 minutes. They're trying to claim the whole video as a privacy claim. And also, how on earth can you claim that the Nexpo video would be a privacy issue? You're talking to Nexpo, right? That isn't a privacy concern if you're speaking to a third party about things that happened. Who could it be? Who on earth could it be? We've got a couple of ideas, but in terms of confirming it, it's probably impossible to confirm who it is. But it's crazy. It's obviously a crazy thing that people are trying to file these privacy complaints without good grounds. And then obviously he shows us the videos. These are the videos that were given the privacy complaint for reference. Coincidentally, my most recent coverage, going over the new Nick video and call on stream, and my most popular video on the topic, the Nexpo call. So yeah, it just shows us the videos there. So far, this has happened to Chud Logic, Big Bungie, and Matt Pitt as well. And all the privacy complaints claim the that the private content isn't a specific time stamp, but instead the entire video or stream. This seems like clearly Max will update thread if more come out. See that? Yeah, I wouldn't personally say that because I just don't know. I couldn't tell you. I've got no clue. I've got literally no clue who this is. It's impossible. So the way that privacy complaints work is you get a message and they say, we've received a privacy complaint. You know, please check the video essentially. And if you want to make any edits, change it, re-upload it, do that. And then after 48 hours, they give you like a grace period to change it with 48 hours. And if you don't do anything, or you do something, they'll then review it then. And if they find it in violation, they'll take it down. I'm not sure. If you get a community guideline strike or how it works. I would hope that in the first instance, they, you know, would give you a sort of warning or something. But yeah, I don't know. So I think the best thing to do is just to let people know it's happening. And then obviously, if anyone has got any connections at YouTube, maybe they can, you know, grease the wheels a bit to make sure that people don't start getting fucking clapped for unnecessary reasons over this. But in any case, you know, there's nothing here that I can see that would justify these kind of privacy complaints. Anyway, a further one came through. So Nicholas DeOrio also came out. Just got a privacy complaint for the first 40 minutes of the YouTube call. Please feel free to repost far and wide. I won't be making any edits. And then he clarifies, oh, wait, this is really funny. No, it's the whole call. Lol, sorry. I just woke up and missed the 2. Yeah, there is no shot this will go through, but either way, repost, my friends. Dude. The whole call. How? That kind of, I think that, wait a second, that does eliminate a lot of possibilities, because if they're claiming privacy on the call, it can only be by the process of elimination 2 people. I mean, we know it's not going to be Nicholas and Mutahar, and they're not featured in the other videos, right? Who are the other 2 people on that call? Well, it's MamaMax and Spencer. And who live together? MamaMax and Spencer. Okay. I think I can probably assert with a fairly reasonable trust in its truthfulness what's happened here. MamaMax and Spencer are collaborating to file privacy complaints against YouTubers that have got videos up where they think they can actually succeed in that claim. That's the most likely explanation that I can come to based on all the available info. The alternative is a third party is maliciously filing claims against videos. But that, maybe, I guess. But who else would do it? Who else would be going out of their way to file privacy complaints? It's got to be MamaMax and Spencer working together. Very likely working together. It's got to be. Or some fan that thinks they're doing them a favor. But how does a privacy complaint work? I've never had to think about how filing one. File. Like, what do you need to put in? Would you need, like, lots of information? Are you experiencing harassment? I still want to submit a privacy complaint. Okay, so yeah, if you look here, as part of the process, the first step after they kind of do a few other pages is contact the uploader. And obviously I haven't been contacted. I'm presuming they haven't been contacted either. So they haven't actually followed the process correctly because they haven't contacted the uploader before they filed a complaint. So they failed at the first hurdle there. Uh-oh. These claims could be null and void at the first hurdle because they've not actually contacted anyone beforehand. Oops. It's not going to show any info, is it? Okay, so then they say to flag the video.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Wouldn't it be
Ooh.
funny if Spencer went rogue and started filling these privacy complaints against everyone?
Thank you very much for the $5. Abusing the privacy process may result in account suspension. Oh no. If you're using this contact form to harass other people on the site or to create false privacy reports, your YouTube account may be suspended. Bro! Uh-oh. If it is Max or Spencer 100%, I mean, their channels are at risk then. Your image, your full name, other personal info, contact info, okay. Right, so yeah, you got to put in your... Oh no, I'm doxxed! No, you know I live in the UK. No, I've doxxed myself! Oh, I'm such an idiot. No! Okay, so if it is Spencer and or MamaMax, I mean, they're abusing the tool. They've not followed the process. They've not contacted the uploader. I haven't been contacted, at least. And they're trying to claim the entirety of the video as a privacy violation. So, yeah, there we go. That's the best guess I can come up with as to what's happened here. That's about as best as I can think of it. Hi Chud, it's J-Mac. He was talking to us in private before we cut ties about stroking your channel, and I did not expect to actually do it. I exposed him to you before he could. Here I am. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to take your word for it, but... Wait, aren't you one of the leakers? I thought you were one of the leakers, aren't you? I unbanned a bunch of people, including you, because you were in the list, and I vaguely remembered your name. Anyway, listen, okay? My best guess is that this is MamaMax and Spencer working in tandem to file against videos that they think they've got a chance of getting taken down. Other than that, it could be, you know, MamaMax is directing that. It could be Spencer's directing that. It could be Spencer is doing it of her own accord and MamaMax doesn't know. It could be MamaMax is doing it and Spencer doesn't know. That is like 95% the most likely explanation. And the 5% would be a disgruntled fan in one way or another is doing it. And that's less likely, but that is in there. So yeah, that's my assessment of this situation. I think it's most likely. But yeah, don't worry too much. I don't think these are going to go anywhere. When you file a complaint like that and you don't put an actual timestamp in, they're far less likely to take it seriously. And I can't imagine that they'd assess this as being a breach of the policy. So I think it's going to be okay. And worst case scenario, if it gets to it and people's videos start getting taken down, I think we'll probably be able to find a way to contact a YouTube representative in some way in order to try and rectify the situation. So, yeah, should be fine. Anyway, there we go. So, there's the developing YouTuber privacy complaint drama of MamaMax, apparently, allegedly. MamaMax and Spencer, to my best understanding, allegedly, using the tools to take down videos they don't like. And before we get to the video, there's one more thing that I want to look at, and that is, of course, this Night Doc's statement, which came out whilst I was on the call reacting yesterday. So I'll just get straight into it and read through this. I love the moon, the full moon aesthetic. These people are all like, all filmmakers and that, aren't they? So they try and be, kind of like, ooh, I've got an orb. I'm pondering my orb. Okay, so let's read through this. I know people have been wondering where I went and why I fell off so abruptly. My comment section is full of questions. The truth is that over a 3 to 4 year time span, I experienced one traumatic event after another. I was suffering from severe depression. Then I went through a messy, identity-shattering divorce. Jesus. The woman I loved and knew me better than anyone rejected me. Bro, this is fucking bleak. I lost my job, facing more rejection about my ability to do what I was hired to do professionally. Thank you for the $2.
Depressed people.
My payment deferment, which meant I believed I didn't have home insurance or wasn't able to... sorry. My grandmother died, my house flooded during the big Texas freeze, and since I no longer had a job, I was on a mortgage payment deferment, which meant I believed I didn't have home insurance, so I wasn't able to repair the damage, and my house became a depressing mess, falling into disrepair with a concrete slab for a floor. My house then caught fire during a live stream. Damn, this dude was up against it. Jesus. That is a bleak story. Holy moly. On top of all of this, some of my closest friends who I thought knew me well completely rejected me and cut me off. And while I was given an explanation, it didn't make any sense to me. Then I found out that Max, who I'd opened my home to and allowed to live rent-free just so I could have a friend nearby to help alleviate the loneliness and isolation I was feeling, had gone behind my back and spread false allegations of the worst sort about me to my closest friends and didn't even have the courage to tell me. Worst of all, I could not defend myself because not only did I not even know my character had been completely assassinated, he had so much credibility both publicly and privately that I didn't stand a chance of being believed even if I knew about what he had said. See, this is the point, isn't it? Is he was trapped in a box. You know, he was trapped in a box and he couldn't do anything. Address it publicly, people then know about it. MamaMax crushes you because of his audience side, right? Address it privately. We tried to do that and people still quietly cut him off anyway. Crazy. I simply wasn't strong enough anymore. I mean, Max, you know, Max is like, obviously I already spoke about this yesterday, but like, Max is such an atrocious human being. It's unreal. Like, what a disgusting person this Max guy is. To do this to someone who let you stay at their place. I simply wasn't strong enough anymore. By this time, I completely run out of money, and I knew it was too dangerous for me to live alone. So I moved in with my parents, further eroding my self-esteem. My father and brother and I spent months repairing the damage from the flood and the fire and sold my house. I had what seemed to be undeniable, empirical evidence that I was a toxic piece of shit that people were better off without. With nothing left to live for and no visible path to an existence worth enduring, I came within hours of doing something very stupid and very permanent. I had a plan, a place, and had made up my mind. Jesus Christ, isn't this guy a father as well? That's so bleak. Jesus Christ. I had a plan, a place, and I made up my mind. I planned on leaving no note because at that point, I felt like I was so worthless that it wasn't even worth explaining anything. And then my daughter saved me. The image of their face is too young to understand and so unconditionally loving. It wasn't fair. Fucking hell. My parents checked me into a mental health facility that evening where I stayed for over a week and a half. Until only last week, when Nexpo called me to tell me what Max had done to me behind the scenes, I really believed everything that had happened to me was deserved. I'm just now starting to put my life back together. Fucking hell. It's horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Yeah. I watched the Nicholas video yesterday. And Nicholas had kind of filled me into what had happened previous to that. But obviously I was sworn to secrecy, so I couldn't say anything. Beyond just the little clue I gave. The clues I gave. Dude, that's fucking insane. It's horrendous. It's, you know, it's a horrendous thing to happen. You know, Max is such a fucking... Max is irredeemable. How can, you know... To me, Max is irredeemable. Think about the thing recently. I could cancel you, but I choose not to. I could cancel you, but I choose not to. This is who Max is. A recognition, an egomaniac, recognizing his power and his ability to do this to people. And why? What did Night Docs do to deserve a complete and utter destruction? Why? What reason is there for this? Insane. It's probably to do with his mental illness, I'd wager. You know, that's the only thing I can think, because he's got like mental illness shit, hasn't he? Bless you, I'm yawning. Anyway, let's finish this statement. I have a good therapist. My daughters love me with a childlike innocence that heals with every hug and kiss on the cheek. They know that daddy is sad, but are too young to understand. But they truly saved my life by simply being who they are. And the thought of them dealing with that fact, and then my father wouldn't be around for birthdays, graduations, weddings, all of the boys' problems, it kept me alive, if not for myself, for them. I recommend watching Nicholas de Oreo's latest video, linked below, talking about what Max has done broadly. You'll hear me speak on the record for the first time about all of this. I mean, you know, I feel this guy's, my sympathy towards this guy overrides the stuff that he did previous from my perspective. It's just kind of wild to think, though, that this guy was like spurging out at Nicholas and calling him names when Nicholas was critical of MamaMax. And now he's like recommending Nicholas's video because Nicholas, you know, managed to get in contact with him and, you know, find out more about his story of what happened. Crazy story. Anyway, let's finish this off. What he did to me pales in the comparison to the damage he's caused the women he allegedly abused and the victims of CSA that he has failed through his own narcissism and unchecked megalomania. I and my friends that you destroyed are moving on. The damage is done, but the healing has begun. Out of the darkness, we can all find light. Jim, a.k.a. Night Docs. I hope he manages to get his channel back and turn things around. But yeah, Max is a fucking, like, bro, what else? I mean, this is why I think also I'm happy to say MamaMax the end, because what else could there be? What else could there be that tops this in terms of you know, on top of everything else that he's done? Crazy. You know, and even if, like, it's linked to his mental health and stuff like that, you know, which I think it probably is somewhat, at the end of the day, like, you can't do what you do then. You know, I've said before, this guy should just go back to doing his little, you know, little ARG things and fake video. I don't think he can even do that. I think he needs to hang it up. I think the right thing to do for him is to just take a step back from the internet and say, yeah, I've fucked up too bad here. I can't continue this on. What pathway back is there for this guy? Falsely accused this guy mental health issues and pushed him, along with other things certainly, but was part of the reason that he was pushed to the precipice of suicide. You know, falsely accused Magnetar of being a pedophile in order to obfuscate criticisms and allegations against him. Complete and utter failure to do the right thing in numerous cases where he claims that there's instances of child sexual abuse happening on the internet, lying about getting people arrested, you know, dishonest and you know, fabricating things in his videos to make himself look cool and awesome. What could he possibly say in his response that isn't just, well, all the people that are coming after me are pedos, which we've done that. We've been down that road. We know what that looks like, okay? Oh, you don't care about the victims. You've done that, right? How is he going to address this? How on earth is he going to be able to address any of this? Just seems impossible from where I'm sitting. And good, because this guy is a legitimate danger. Legitimate danger to people, MamaMax is.